what I want to talk to you about today is, hang on, I have an itchy nose. Okay, I'm good. I'm good. Good. Good morning, amazing people. I pray you're having an amazing time wherever you are. If you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to my channel because it helps me a lot, gives me that little confidence boost. And all my social media things are listed below, so if you'd like to check those out, I would love to connect with you. I would love to have conversations. So check me out, let me know, let's go there. So today I want to talk to you about depression, and I know that this is a very serious topic, and I know that it is sometimes a bit of a taboo topic and people don't necessarily like to talk about it, especially I've noticed in Christian circles where it seems to be that the norm for a long time was to just get on and, you know, keep a brave face and, you know, pray it away, or I don't know. I don't know, but in my own personal experience, that's not been something that I can do. I don't believe that God wants me to have depression or anxiety. It is not something that He wants anyone to have to deal with, but we live in a fallen world, and you know, there's sickness and disease, and there's things in the world that were not supposed to be here that happened when the fall of man. Adam and Eve ate the apple. That's another video, that's another story, but that's, you know, things have happened since then, and this is why we deal with these things. So I first was diagnosed with depression probably about like 10 years ago now, and looking back, I think it's something that I always struggled with, but I just never knew what it was. And I went down the road of, this was before I was a Christian, I went down the road of antidepressants, and you know, they mess with my head. One made me really angry, one made me just not eat and just become like a zombie, and I can't remember what the other one did, but it didn't sit well and I didn't like it, and so I was just like, no, not going there again. And it wasn't until I was dating my now husband, and he just pulled me aside and said to me, like, you need to sort yourself out, because I can't help you when you're like this. I can't. That's my Bible app telling me that I should read the Bible. Thanks. In a loving way, don't get me wrong. And that's when I had to take a good look at myself and think, like, yeah, I do. So I've been diagnosed with what's called clinical depression. I know there are many different facets. Some people get sad and some people cry. Some people can't sleep. Some people sleep a lot. Some people it's circumstantial. Some people it's a chemical imbalance in their brain. For me, it has been a chemical imbalance in my brain. So I then took it upon myself to go and see a counselor. I explained to her that I haven't had the best track record with antidepressants, and then prescribed me something else and said, you know, it's all trial and error, because that's the important thing with antidepressants. It's all trial and error. And, you know, and these things can take a few weeks to kick in. Sometimes it's straight away. So you just have to have a lot of grace, a lot of patience, a lot of trial and error, because everybody is different. So for me, when I am feeling like, I guess they're kind of like episodes. I don't cry. I don't necessarily feel sad. I just go into this completely numb sort of shell of who I am. I'm just not necessarily there. There's no emotion. That's how it happens for me. And like the anxiety thing, I would get really anxious. I would get like, there was points where I didn't want to answer my phone. I didn't want to talk to my friends. I didn't want to go outside. I just wanted to sleep life away. And that's what I would do. I would sleep a lot, because I guess it's just a form of escaping. So that's how I would sort of deal with it when I was going through these episodes that were completely random. They were completely, I don't know, there was not necessarily anything that I did or didn't do. You know, not partying and drinking and not eating right, those things all contribute, but There definitely wasn't a certain trigger that I could put my finger on. And I did do counseling, and I highly recommend counseling, but also with counseling too, if you're not feeling it with your counselor, it's okay to not go back and see them anymore. You can find another one that you click with, because I've had some good counselors and I've had some bad counselors. And that doesn't necessarily mean that they are a bad counselor. They just didn't click with me personally. So that's another thing just to be mindful of and to look out for. So I found a drug that worked for me, and to be honest, I'm still on it today, and I have been on it for over 7 years. Now, I know that some people are going to be like, you can't do that. You can't, but whatever. It works for me. It works for me right now. I've had people tell me that I should stop taking it and that I should pray to be healed, but I have tried to stop taking it, and it completely messed me up, completely put everything out of whack. So why wreck a good thing when you've got a good thing going, I think. And I do believe I'm healed. Jesus gives incredible knowledge and wisdom to these doctors and counselors and all these people that are medically trained. I feel that is, right now, I'm happy with that. That's cool. Yeah, so that, I don't know what else to say to that. I have definitely been told that I need to pray more. I have been told that I need to give it to God, and yes, these are all amazing things, but sometimes we need to take that step further, and it is our responsibility to do that. I had a really great saying on the radio: healing is God's gift, but health is our responsibility, which is so true. And I don't know when God's going to heal or how he's going to heal or whatever. That's God. I am not God. I am just a person. I take it every single day at the same time. It works. It works for me. I am so happy on it. I notice a big difference when I don't take it. So yeah, it's almost like I don't understand why it is such a taboo thing to talk about. Maybe for the longest time we were supposed to have it all together, just do things on our own, pray more and seek God and read the word and all these things, which are amazing things. Don't get me wrong, these things help. But sometimes you need to put your hand up and actually say, I'm struggling, I'm drowning, I need help. And sometimes that help is in the form of talking it out. Sometimes that help is in the form of medication. Sometimes that help is in the form of speaking to a professional, and that's okay. It's okay to be vulnerable and to be honest with ourselves, because it's our responsibility. We're the ones that have got to live in our own mind, in our own brain, with our own thoughts swimming around. And if you're anything like me, you can relate to me when I say it can get a little crazy up there sometimes, because it can. So there's definitely some things that I do or I can do and I watch for when I'm feeling sad or I'm feeling like anxious. I would have to say worship music is such an amazing tool. And I know sometimes when you're just feeling, whoa, that's the last thing you want to do. But if you just get by yourself and find those songs, find the songs that speak to you right in your spirit, right in your heart, and I would just play them on repeat over and over and over and over again. An amazing one is by Jen Johnson, It Is Gonna Be Okay. That song, even if you're just going to sleep to that, worship music is amazing, uplifting. But and that's personal too. You have to find the music that is going to speak to you, speak to your spirit. What I like is not necessarily what you like. Getting out and going for a walk. I know, again, sometimes that's the last thing you want to do, or when you're feeling anxious, getting out and meeting with a friend and just verbal diarrheaing everything. That helps so much. We bottle these things up and it churns and it eats away at us from the inside, and just letting them out, speaking, getting some fresh air, it helps. It helps. Exercise, they've said it for a long time. It really does help. And I know it's the last thing that you want to do sometimes, but sometimes we just have to push through and just get out there. Even if you just walk to the end of your driveway and back, hey, that's an amazing thing. Some people find journaling and writing. Sometimes I find writing is very therapeutic, and you can get things down and you can think about what you want to write, and no one necessarily has to read what you're writing. It can be very personal, very private. Different things work for different people. Sometimes we need to go to the doctor and get things looked at, get your bloods taken, get your thyroid checked. There's lots of things that can be going on that you have no idea about. I've had thyroid issues myself personally, and I had no idea when I went to the doctor, and I thank God that I had a good doctor, because I actually went to the doctor and said, excuse me, I think I'm going crazy, and if you can't help me, I'm going to check myself into a mental institution. That's how bad I got. And he knew what to do, sat me down, spoke to me, and we went through everything, and hey, it found out that my thyroid was not working at all. So that can be another thing, looking into just ways to help yourself and to help to understand yourself. It's important to understand yourself. There are so many people that are suffering in silence that just don't need to. And if you're a friend and you notice someone in there that are changing in their behavior, maybe withdrawing, ask them. But there's so much more awareness around mental illness. So that's my experience with depression and anxiety. And if you are feeling down, or if you are feeling like you are struggling, get help. Reach out, talk to someone, talk to anyone, talk to a stranger. There's helplines, and there's so many amazing facilities available to us around the world right now that were not around 20 years ago. So I've had this on my heart for a while now to do this video. I pray that whoever watches this video, that it can help you or give you some insight into mental health, into your mental health. And reading the word, it is just so full of amazing things, and there's so many different versions. Don't just pick up one and think, I don't understand it, I'm just going to write it off, because there's the Passion Translation, the NLT, the NIV. I mean, there are so many different translations. If one doesn't sit right with you, make sure you try another one, and just keep filling yourself and standing on the promises of God, because they are yours. They are yours for the taking. And I'm not saying that God can't heal you. I'm not saying that he doesn't want to heal you, because he does, and he's with you every step of the way. I'm just saying that I think it's important that sometimes we need to realize that we need to love people. We need to support them where they're at. We need to not just give them some off the cuff, oh, you'll be fine, or oh, just pray more, or what sin is in your life. No, these things, it's not okay. That doesn't help people. It just makes people feel worse. Sometimes we need to go to counseling. Sometimes we need to take medication. It's important. It's important. Mental health is so important. So I thank you for taking the time to listen to me today. I pray that my experience can help you in some way, or help you understand a loved one or a friend or a work colleague. I'm so thankful for you guys. I'm praying for you guys. I love you guys. I love you so much. And message me, comment, contact me on Facebook or all the other Twitter, blah, 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 blah. I want to speak to you guys. It encourages me when you guys interact with me. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. So again, thank you so much. I pray you have an amazing day, an amazing night, an amazing week. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will catch you very soon. Mwah!